What does it take to find your voice when the world seems determined to silence it? For years, I had swallowed my words, letting them fester like a wound I refused to treat. My name is Emily, and my story is one of quiet endurance, of a heart stretched thin by cruelty, and of the moment I finally claimed my truth. I married Tom 3 years ago, a man whose kindness felt like a safe harbor in a stormy sea. But with him came his mother, Margaret, a woman whose sharp tongue could cut through steel. From the moment we met, she made it clear I wasn't enough, not polished enough, not wealthy enough, not worthy of her son. I was a small-town girl with dreams bigger than my bank account, and to Margaret, that was a sin. It started with small jabs, veiled as humor. At family dinners, she'd comment on my cooking, her smile dripping with condescension. "Oh, Emily, did you mean for the potatoes to be this rustic?" The table would laugh, and I'd force a smile, my cheeks burning. Tom would squeeze my hand under the table, but he never spoke up. I told myself it didn't matter. I loved him, and I could endure her for his sake. But Margaret's cruelty grew bolder. At a family reunion last summer, with cousins and aunts crowded around, she held court like a queen. I'd spend hours preparing a dessert, a recipe my grandmother taught me, hoping to win a sliver of approval. As I set the pie on the table, Margaret leaned forward, her eyes gleaming. "Emily, dear, did you buy this from the discount bin? It looks like it's been through a war." Laughter erupted, sharp and stinging. I stood frozen, the room spinning, my pride crumbling like the crust she mocked. I wanted to disappear. Instead, I laughed along, my voice hollow. That night, I cried in the bathroom, the mirror reflecting a woman I barely recognized. Why did I let her words define me? Why couldn't I fight back? The answer was fear of losing Tom, of fracturing the family, of proving her right by breaking down. The breaking point came at Thanksgiving. The house was packed, the air thick with the scent of roasted turkey and tension. I'd poured my heart into the meal, determined to create something perfect. As we sat down, Margaret raised her glass, her smile ablaze. "To Emily," she said, her voice loud enough to silence the room. "For trying so hard to fit in, even if she'll never quite get there." The words landed like a slap. The table fell silent, eyes darting between us. Tom stared at his plate, his silence louder than her cruelty. Something inside me snapped. I stood, my chair scraping against the floor. My hands trembled, but my voice was steady. "Margaret," I said, meeting her gaze. "For years, I've let you tear me down. I've smiled through your insults, hoping you'd see me as more than a punching bag. But I'm done." The room was a vacuum, every breath held. "I'm not perfect. I don't come from money or prestige. But I love your son, and I've built a life with him despite your efforts to make me feel small. You mock me because you're afraid I'm enough for him, afraid I'm stronger than you think." Her face paled, her mouth opening and closing like a fish out of water. I turned to the table, my voice softer but no less firm. "I'm not here to divide this family. I'm here because I believe in love, in forgiveness, in second chances. But I won't let anyone define my worth." I looked at Tom, my heart pounding. "I need you to stand with me, not just hold my hand." The silence broke. Tom stood, his eyes wet but resolute. "Mom," he said, his voice breaking the years of quiet complicity. "Emily's right. I've let this go on too long. She's my family, and I won't let her be hurt anymore." Whispers rippled through the room, but I didn't care. For the first time, I felt seen. Margaret didn't apologize that night, but something shifted. At the next dinner, she was quieter, her barbs dulled. I didn't need her approval anymore. I'd found something stronger, my own voice. The truth I spoke wasn't just about her cruelty. It was about my right to exist, to be flawed, to be enough. That Thanksgiving, I learned that standing up isn't about winning a war. It's about claiming your place in the world, even when your knees shake. It's about choosing yourself, not out of anger, but out of love for who you are and who you're becoming. And in that moment, surrounded by a family that was messy, imperfect, and human, I finally felt free.